The investigative website called Bellingcat says it has identified the second suspect responsible for poisoning former Russian spy Sergei Skripal. Chris Brown is on the story, and he's there in our bureau in Moscow. What are we learning about this second suspect, Chris?
Well, I think what's interesting about the second suspect isn't so much that he wasn't who he claimed he was. That was pretty much clear that the Russian story was pretty flimsy. But it's really interesting about what he is, and that is a medical doctor. Alexander Mishkin is his name, according to Bellingcat. We understand he grew up in northern Russia, and in the last day or last few hours since the story's broken, lots of Russian newspapers, at least independent ones, have been up there talking to friends and family, showing his photo around, saying, yes, we remember this guy. He was a good student. Remember, he liked to play video games, and we also know that his father was a lumberjack. So it does appear that Alexander Mishkin is the Petrov of the Skripal case. So put this together, it would appear that the GRU took one of their colonels, Anatoly Chepega, paired him up with a medical doctor. The two of them took a vial of Novichok, a nerve agent, into Britain, to Salisbury, where it was smeared on the door handle of the Skripal's house, and then the bottle was thrown out at a dumpster. And for that operation, the GRU wanted a medical doctor to preside over it. We're expected to get more details about Mishkin later today when Bellingcat releases more information.
Has there been, though, much Russian reaction, Chris? I'm curious about how Russian officials are reacting. All of the stories emerging about their famed military spy agency, GRU. What are you hearing from authorities?
Well, it's always been unclear why on earth the Russians would put up these two and give them such a flimsy cover story to go by. Was it that they simply didn't care? Was it that they didn't mind if they got caught? Well, the point here seems to be that they are caring now, and it's even more relevant given those announcements out of the U.S. and out of The Hague just a few days ago, where the Dutch found 4 other GRU officers and accused them of trying to hack into databases and into computers of several different UN agencies. Now, last night, the Russians came out with a statement about that, saying, why, yes, we did have a team there, but they weren't trying to hack into any UN agency. They were trying to hack into our own computers to test them, because we get hacked so often ourselves. So that's their explanation, and it's going to seem very implausible given how flimsy their explanations were involving the Skripal case. The Russians may not care if the West knows that they've been trolling and hacking and spying, but what they do care about is how it comes off internally. Most of all, they don't want to look weak, and they don't want to look inept, and that is exactly what's going on here. And it's been aided in part, this perception, in fact, by some of the details that we've been getting from the Western intelligence agencies. Usually, there's a lot of holdback information. The U.S., Britain, and Holland don't always give out as many details, photographs and so forth, timelines, very, very detailed evidence that could be used in a court of law. That's all coming out now, and that's making it even harder for the Russians to put up any kind of plausible explanation about what on earth their spies were doing. Heather.
Chris, thank you very much. Chris Brown from our bureau in Moscow this morning.